Oh, right. Hello there, and we are back to Olympus Company. It has been, thankfully, only the expected amount of time. Last time we took care of the Hell's Chicken, and I got to show off a Walpurgis Noct, which is always fun to me, because all the lore, really. A lot of stuff just getting brought up and referenced, and I'm wondering where it's all heading to. Anyway, we are finally starting the next major canto of the game, which is Canto 4. Already well established to be Isung's chapter. There is a bit of stuff I have to do on the main menu, but by the end of the night I should be able to do one last fun shenanigan for Walpurgis before it goes away this week. But just give me a moment and we'll get ourselves actually properly going. Alright. Hello.
Oh.
Alright, you know what? I have enough to do the poll now. Let's see if I can get anything out of, Walpurgis. The answer is apparently yes. The answer is a goddamn repeat. The answer is a goddamn repeat.
Hang on. Is that getting picked up by the mic?
No.
Damn it.
I mean, I can't complain too much about my Walpurgis on this account because of the fact that I got the Ryoshu. And I think the Sinclair. Alright, nothing of value. Excuse me. Yeah, I didn't get Myrrh on this, and I just do not have the shards for anyone. I do have these, though, the nominable season identity tickets. Problem is that they're season 1 identities. I'm gonna grab Sinclair because I don't know if I have any other good Sinclair units. Period. You know, let me see what I have. Sinclair, what do I have for you? Yeah, Grippy is probably the best one I have for you. Because it's a good thing I grabbed that one. Other season 1 nominal. Grab the Faust, I guess. Grip Faust is a good fallback unit even now. Season 2 is the Isung season identities. And I really don't want to grab the one I do want, because I don't want to explain reasons yet. And then this is... Oh, I could just pick a unit. Oh, I can just pick a unit with this. Jesus Christ. The problem is, do I pick my favorite Heathcliff unit, or do I pick one that is going to be actually useful?
Who's your favorite? Why not?
But como it is. He's alright, but it is a case of that there is technically a superior Heathcliff. But let us actually have a Heathcliff. Beesh! Kurokuma Clan Heathcliff. My bias is showing.
I mean, provided it's, not like an F tier Heathcliff. I mean,
Oh,
you know,
no. Thankfully, my favorite Heathcliff is actually a really good Heathcliff.
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
that
So,
there is
so,
an
so
outright
what?
superior Heathcliff to this.
I mean, an A tier versus an S tier, or it doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
I guess. My secondary choice was probably Rabbit, but the thing is, going into Canto 4, Rabbit is going to get outclassed really quick because of how hard he gets kneecapped. Ammo mechanics, baby! And then that's for walk class EGO. Alright, with that taken into consideration... Heath, my boy. Let's get you to at least level 24. Because again, I'm trying to maintain these guys to at least the level that is thereabouts expected. Sinclair... Let's at least get you to a tie 2, I guess. Because I'm not going to be hurting to use Sinclair for a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think these are still 6 center battles, so I'll be okay. Right, you're only gonna have fucking Body Sack too. Body Sack is good, bear that in mind. Body Sack is an excellent Zayn class for the base tiers, but you know. Canto 4, the Unchanging. Off the bus. Right. We were neither high flyers nor greedy vultures. We were merely children who loved technology. Do you remember the day when we first felt that we were breathing? Back then, that breath alone would suffice. Or perhaps it was the air that was exceptionally clear that day. The view is obscured by smoke and dust. Terrified screams, hopeless outcries, pained moans, and the sounds of hard objects breaking create a cacophony. It is time to turn the clock. I can hear Yi-san, the only conscious sinner at the moment, muster up his remaining strength to speak. The others are on the floor among dismembered corpses like powerless puppets. Fatal injuries were left by an abnormality. Yet, we are in the middle of a nest. Weren't abnormalities supposed to be confined within lobotomy corpse branch facilities or dungeons? Meanwhile, the abnormality pierced Yi-sang's abdomen as I wondered. I had no one else to share this question with. Where are we going this time? The sinners seemed to grow quite accustomed to this work. As if we were on a road trip. Some were far less hesitant to ask about our next destination. That's not quite the right question. This mission begins with a person, rather than a place. A person, you say? We happen to have a client. You mean we take requests from outside like we're a fixer office or something? Oh, that carriage to be frequented by requests already. Excelente! It may take a little time at all to become a renowned fixer. Quiet. I'll be answering questions. As you all know, the Golden Bowels are a relatively recent discovery. Fortunately, J Corp and D Corp didn't have much interest when we visited their districts. That is why those facilities were populated by no more than backstreet miscreants or ragtag syndicates. However, there are wings that have caught wind of their existence and value early, like K Corp, whose turf we're in right now. But I thought we'd already taken the Golden Bough here in K-Corp's nest. I never said that there were any rules that say only one bough may exist in a district. The distribution of Lobotomy Corp's branch facilities is more complicated than you'd expect. It can be found everywhere, spread quite literally like tree branches. Like how one was connected to our estate's basement. There also haven't been any clear definitions about who owns the boughs, which is why everyone's been playing by the primitive rule that the first finders of a bough are its keepers. Well, that's what usually goes with slumbering treasures. In that case, are you telling us that we've accepted the request to earn ownership of a golden bough? To be exact, they made the offer first. Since a golden bough is on the line, we have no choice. I get it now. Thus, I don't know how many times I have to remind you of this, but do not do anything to aggravate the client. By the way, now then, keep your mouth shut until you're there. All as usual.
That means you, Don Quixote.
Don't do anything stupid. Don't open your mouth. That means you, Don Quixote, and Heathcliff.
Don't do anything. Why the hell are you looking at us? I have to say it.
No. Virgilius wouldn't even say it. His eyes would just glow red, and Heathcliff would just immediately go, "Got it." Dante seems to have something to say. Thank you, Faust. Sorry about that, Dante. I do hope you understand it's quite cumbersome to grow used to the concept that the ticking of a clock can be something to respond to. So, what are golden boughs used for anyway? When I think about it, all we were told was a vague order to collect them, and nothing about what the company plans to do with them? They're asking about the purpose of the golden boughs. I see you've finally begun to ruminate on subjects, Manager Dante. Here you are, growing curious about the company's plans. Then I ought to aid your management as a guide by providing kind explanation. The golden boughs. They are branches, as their name suggests. That's what we call stems growing from the trunk of a tree. These ones happen to have a golden glow. You can tell that there's a bit of sarcasm going on here. Oh, Forsooth! Don Quixote was the only one responding passionately to this information. Thanks to this exchange, he painted me as an ignorant bloke who doesn't even know what a branch is. Rhodia shrugs at me as if to chaff me for expecting a real answer. But the road is blocked. Should I go around it? It's blocked? Strange that there's a blocked road. This is in the middle of K-Corp's nest, too. It's unlikely that there's a scene... Before Ishmael could finish her sentence, a dull thud at the window interrupted her. Something just got flung at the bus and biked off. That was a person, wasn't it? A male individual who appears to be in his early 40s. There seems to be a serious injury in his occipital region. He had already died before the impact. Thank you, Marceau. Yeah. Sure doesn't seem like the average scuffle. Also, considering the fact that the guy was thrown against the bus, how the hell did Marceau see the injury? Like, what the hell is his... Like, how can he see shit like that so clearly?
Perception, 20. Needs to roll an at 20 on perception.
But
perception 40.
I was gonna say, he basically always does that. His passive perception is like 37.
Exactly. Oh, okay, we need somebody good at perception for this. Marceau,
Just
why are you getting him? He isn't
No.
even need to roll.
No, it's a we need someone good at perception. Marceau, also remember to actually relay the information to us. Understood. Because Marceau basically always just slides a thing to the DM being like, my passive perception is 40. Please tell me what there is. But he never elaborates unless someone else asks him. Just like, Marceau, how long have you known this information? 20 minutes ago.
Can you tell us what it is? Of course.
Could you have told us this 30 minutes ago? No one asked. Pit stop.
Like I can't tell if he's just like the creepy quiet neighbor, or you hear from, or that really cool, really mysterious uncle, who you get the feeling probably fought in some kind of war.
Marceau is the kind of guy that you see around, and he seems pretty alright, and you see him all the time, but you just don't know jack shit about him. Like, he's nice, you just don't know anything about him. He never offers. Anyway. Pit stop. If there's a problem you can handle, come back after you're done. And what about if it isn't? The clock will have to spin until it's been dealt with. That's one elegant way to go and tell us. That's one elegant way to tell us to go die 1,000 deaths. Well then, off the bus. What? Weren't you about to say the same thing anyway? Save you the trouble. I just can't wait. What adventures are in store for us this time? Oh, Honglu. The inner machinations of his mind are not an enigma. What you see is what you get, buddy. Alright, this is still only 5 centers. Jesus Christ. Excuse me?
이번에도 치령의 뜻은 본인과 같군.
As you saw through the bus, we are in the middle of a nest. A place that should be the furthest from unexpected trouble. Would that mean this is a precious commotion? Everyone except drowsy Hung Lu was tensed up, carefully observing what was going on. Huh? Is that... Someone was running our way in a hurry from the other side. The civilian was too hurried to look ahead. They bumped into the sinners and fell to the ground. Don't go that way! Come now, you may rest easy. We have galloped hither to save innocent lives such as yours, for we are no such things as heroes. So please don't say anything unnecessary. Oi, we need to cross here. If you're here to stop us for nothing, then I'll give you a taste of this spot. Looking at Heathcliff's intimidating face and Ishmael's frowned expression in turn, the civilian seemed to take a moment to consider which would be more of a threat. There's something ahead. Something that shouldn't be real. I don't know what it was. I've never seen anything like it. Everyone was screaming and running. Then, people rolling on the floor, set on fire. Did the entity you witness have a form that does not resemble a human? Yeah, you're right. That's right. Then if it isn't a person... Keeping the suspected possibilities in our minds, we headed for the center of the disturbance. What's going on here? It could, be it a distortion or whatever, no? Like the chicken place? No. That's different. That one is an abnormality, not a distortion. I'm sure of this... somehow? As Dante suggested, that entity is likely to be an abnormality. Our manager is able to sense it. But then... Why Why is an abnormality in the middle of a nest?
파우스트도
It is a phenomena of which Faust has never been notified. Most Lobotomy Corps facilities were shut down as the wing was dissolved. I was reminded of the side burial Yuri told us about, but I quickly shook off those gloomy memories. Even if an abnormality did break out in the meantime, there should have been a report informing us of such a fact before this mission. It's hard to imagine that the LCC would have been unable to notice if such an event actually occurred. Could they be the security staff that gets sent by K-Corp? Rather than suppressing the abnormality, they're just getting completely wrecked. Sort of takes me back to that time when we got beat bad in D-Corp's district. Oh, come on. Where's that chicken restaurant goes? Where's that chicken restaurant guy goes cuckoo and now this? Hooray over this kind of Nesque welcome. Right as they complain. Oh, bloody! Debris created by the rampaging abnormality narrowly grazed past us. The hell are you doing? Just watching for me won't do us any good. It'll crush all of us to a pulp. You're gravely mistaken. Have that insane brat's daily ramblings finally managed to brainwash you? Oi, look, I'm pretty. What dost thou mean by this insane brat? The guide only instructed us to return once the commotion has been dealt with. He never ordered us to deal with it ourselves. Oh, for goodness sake. What's that? For goodness sake, what's there to be so damn tense about? Didn't you see what just happened? It almost blew my head off. Who knows what else will happen if it keeps up? This'll be over, we just beat the damn thing down. What's we got? Park on a seat to keep watching, gobbling some chicken? Huh? There's no need to waste our lives on fights unrelated to our missions. I'm sure you Phil didn't even realize. But here's the thing. The more you die, the less efficient you become in battle. Experiencing a certain pain will make you learn to fear and avoid it. People are dying over there as we speak, though. Although it will cost much time and many lives, they will eventually suppress it, just as we do. And I must say, I didn't expect a whining amateur who'd cry out for his parents whenever he died to willingly suggest self-sacrifice. Death has become triviality to you? Has it? Otis. If we must make the best decision between the sinners, it's right to listen to her.
Muted. Yeah, Otis is going a bit far.
I mean...
Like, I kind of have to agree with Heathcliff and Sinclair on this one.
Or so is on Otis' side, but to be fair, he's a man of efficiency, so it's not even a personal thing, it's just a case of, for efficiency reasons, it's better that they stay out. We're not fixers, and we certainly cannot be heroes. Turning the clock obviously hurts whenever I do it. The pain is something I can never get used to. And yet, we should suppress it. I can't logically explain why, but I feel like we should. I'd have crossed that clock and run up there if you gabbed the same rubbish clock face. If that is your decision, I will abide by it. Yeah, I'm sure you made the right call. Hey, thank you for making that decision. You worry too much over little things, Clock. You won't be an artist.
Plus one bond with everyone on the team. No change from Rousseau. -1 bond for Otis.
I mean, Otis is probably also kind of a case of neutral. This judgment was made for none other than you, Executive Manager. The sinners walked ahead after leaving me comments. While all the others moved forward, Faust remained and gave me a peculiar stare. What is it? You think my judgment was inefficient? No. I just thought it would be interesting to see how you react once you've reclaimed your memory. Faust's strange statement held me in place for a moment, but I decided I want to deal with the questions that are immediately ahead of me first. Faust, I've been wondering for a while. Are you really okay with being treated like this, considering your talent and everything? Someone of her caliber should have no problem enjoying a luxurious life in the city. Faust doesn't mind. Additionally, talent feels like the incorrect word to describe Faust. Many can possess talent, but Faust does not want to be included in the many. Among the sinners, if we were looking for a talented individual, the most commonly agreed definition, that would be Isang. For your information, I am a genius. Isang stops walking behind the other sinners and turns around to face me. Looking again, his eyes actually stare into the emptiness behind me. I am no such individual. I have long stopped fluttering my wings. Thus, it would be of no use to discuss my talent, manager. Curiously enough, I find that some sinners feel more distant as we spend more time together. What's that flying machine? It's been irking me. Got the urge to SID for 3,000th time. That is a device called a drone. Oh, there might be combat drones K-Corp sent to help us. The wing seems to be above average in terms of technology. No. Viewing its design, it doesn't appear to be equipped with combat functionalities. It also has a camera at the center. Well, I guess it makes sense to get a close look at the mess happening in a well-off nest. Abashed, Ishmael mumbled. Oh, will we be featured in the thing called the news? Wait, something's off. Why are they only filming corpses and dying people? Well, it's the provocative stuff that draws more attention, doesn't it?
Sad but true.
Look at this terrible incident. See how morbid it is, or something like that. What? Hold up, kiddo. In front of you. This is definitely weird. Sinclair! Oh, look at this thing. Why does it have its camera glued to me? I don't appreciate a soulless audience. There's a considerable number of them, and these drones. They appear to be deliberately preventing us from entering the area where the abnormality is. Can't be. We're here to help, so they have no reason to get in. Our way. Right? Now the drones have started lining up and formed a wall as if to stop us from proceeding any farther. Greetings, citizens. Please keep 10 meters of distance for your own safety. K-Corp staff has been dispatched. Your safety is assured. Please keep 10 meters of distance. No, look, your staff is being slaughtered over there. Can't you see? Greetings, citizens. Your safety is assured. Please keep 10 meters of distance. The instructions make no sense. What difference is 10 meters going to make in this mess? It's gonna do us any favors, huh? Don't know if they're malfunctioning or just badly designed. But we'll have to Don't know if they're malfunctioning or just badly designed. But we'll have to get rid of all these before we can get to the abnormality.
And Virgilius goes, "Thought I told you yet not get your shoes."
No. These are in fact the things that Virgilius told us to take care of. Excuse me.
So does Faust know who Dante was beforehand?
It is implied that Faust is very well aware of who Dante is supposed to be, but for various reasons, probably within her contract, she is not allowed to divulge this information and is not allowed to give it to Dante. I believe Virgilius is also privy to who Dante used to be, but in his
yeah, that much
contract, he's not allowed to say either.
순식간에 끝내죠.
There's been a lot of theories floating around since the very beginning of the game of who Dante is supposed to be. My running theory is that Dante is actually the former head of Lobotomy Corporation, Aeon.
정해진 운명이라네.
Is one of the only characters that is introduced very early in the series that has not had much resolution. At the end of LobCorp, he just kinda disappeared.
모처럼 괜찮은 예술을 보나 했더니 벌써 목 애를 전부 채웠고.
So what would that mean
In terms
in
of
the long run if he is?
If Dante does turn out to be Aeon, it would probably explain the whole Golden Bough thing, because the Golden Boughs may or may not be the fruition of the Seed of Light project that Aeon and Benjamin started for LobCorp. Basically, their entire plan was to, quote, make the city better. We don't know what that actually meant, and the Seed of Light basically ultimately failed and caused the distortion phenomena. So, gathering all of the Golden Boughs, we don't know what will happen, but it would explain a lot of Dante's, quote, motivation to actually see the Seed of Light to fruition.
In my experience, whenever something says they're going to try to have something be better and not elaborate on what the hell that entails, that's usually a really bad sign.
Well, to be fair, Aeon and Benjamin were doing it to... because of the fact that it was Carmen's wish. And ultimately, we know that Carmen basically wanted humans to be their, quote, true selves, hence the whole distortion thing in the first place. But it is a case of... ultimately, I think the problem that LobCorp was, quote, trying to fix is the fact that the city lacks empathy, in a general sense. Empathy is just something that is not commonplace in this city. Like, it is very much every man for himself. But in the end, we really don't actually know. Unrelated to that, say hello to one of the worst bosses in this entire game. Not because it's hard, it's just annoying as all hell. The Brazen Bull.
So what does it do?
What does a bull do best, Dark?
지령에게 불확실한 것은 없네.
Careful. Fair point.
Yeah, the main thing of this thing is that, as you would probably expect, it hits like a truck. Its coins are stupid high, and when it does hit, it hits hard. Bear in mind, this is only the second combat segment of this chapter.
So it's very much like, okay, we're gonna start removing your training wheels.
Basically.
Here's the first training wheel removed.
And here's your left kidney.
No, that's until next Canto.
No, that's gonna be later this chapter.
Ah, so next one is, okay, now we remove your right lung and part of your pancreas.
No, that's when they start taking the limbs.
So what is Ricardo? Okay, we're gonna take your esophagus and
Yes.
frontal lobe.
Yes.
제가 묻었네요.
그 뜻을
Or could have
해금하겠네.
unacceptable.
Thankfully, the fact that Dawn did 100 damage in a single blow certainly... What the hell? I've never seen it do that before.
Ew.
Basically, the fact that Dawn did a hell of a ton of damage in one blow really helped our cause.
내 뒤로.
흔들렸고.
Looks better.
For Ryoshu's
But-
neutral
sorry,
special,
I'm
she
doing-
uses the gun.
Done.
Bang bang.
겨우 다 처리했네.
That's the last of them. They aren't gonna make us pay for the damages, are they?
합당한 방어였다.
I'll try to report that it was an act of self-defense.
파우.
Ow, darling. Did I ever tell you this? You don't just so... How do I put it? You rock. You were rather late to realize it. Something feels strange about this abnormality.
상처요.
Doesn't quite feel like the others we fought.
평소랑 얼마큼 많이 겪은 건 아닌 것
I'm not
같지만
sure if we even have that much experience in that department, but...
뭐
Well, I guess there's a crowd around us shouting and yelling.
어떻게 된 거야 이
What's up with these abnormalities? How'd they show up in the middle of a nest? And how'd they get
Oh god.
horrifying? Yes.
Hang on. You keep up. I'm gonna snake each of these and send them to you. I just found something hilarious involving Limbus. Oh god. Not sure how I feel about this one.
Alright. And I've seen that one in the mirror dungeons a few times too. Never in a fight though. So,
Interesting choice for Yoshu.
also bearing in mind, as I have mentioned, everything game mechanics wise is technically canon to this. I haven't been doing any mirror dungeons on camera or anything, but the mirror dungeons are in fact canon. And you can encounter abnormalities long before you actually fight them. So they've actually seen the bull before, but at this point they had never fought it. Come to think of it, what was the deal with those abnormalities in the mirror dungeons that didn't fight us? Those were glimpses into the abnormalities' mental spaces and habitats viewed through cracks in the mirrored world. It is a chasm, incredibly narrow and unstable. Indeed, which allowed for limited interaction. Forget that, all I want to know is, why are they so tough? Those nasty is what we faced in the railway. Oh yeah, the fact that the refraction railways are also canon, even if you don't actually do them. Bear that in mind. Like I said, everything's canon.
확실히 그러하다.
That is certainly true. Besides, what is this sickening fluid dripping from them? As the sinners pointed out, the abnormalities here were clearly different from what we've encountered before. It oozes a mysterious liquid with a blue glint. We have no time to analyze its constituents, so we should be careful not to come in contact with it. Eesh, no need to tell me. I'm not about to smudge myself with that.
야,
Oi, did these things eat bad food off the floor or what? It's like they've got rabies. Huh? Above you, Mr. Heathcliff! Heathcliff was knocked to the ground, unable to resist. Manager, looks like you have your work cut out for you. Please remember that I gave you my Please remember that I gave you my expostulation, Executive Manager. All men, prepare for battle. Figured it would come to this. I've come too far to be afraid of pulling dead sinners back to life. Let's beat them and head back. As Heathcliff is casually out ahead.
Hey, that's only 11. Did I miss somebody?
이제 다음 시련만 넘어서면 본인 또한 감히 나리에
Oh, those are really cool.
그렇게 된다면 본인은 더 이상
Let's see your.
Oh, I missed two of them. I forgot the one for Dante.
Sinclair, Rodian, Ishith, Lu, Mur, Yoshu, Dawn, Faust, Greg, Otis. Trying to think of who that first set is. Is it? Oh, Yisong. The first set is missing Yisong.
Okay. How fitting.
Heh. Those are really good though.
Yeah. For context, it's like horror movie posters, but they're in like the
Each of the
sinners,
sinners.
like Don Quixote's Nosferatu, Faust's
the hell?
Hellraiser, Ishmael's Alien. Oh, hang on, one sec.
Why did it skip me? What? Why did it skip me all the way to 4-6? Excuse me? I want to do the rest of the chapter, guys. Why did it skip me forward 2 nodes? I guess technically this chapter is a little battle heavy. If it does it again, we'll do it, but
파고들 시간이다. 잔후에 태어난 곳으로 돌아가. 순식간에 끝내죠.
필연적 절대적
거기까지.
보냈고.
한번 쳐주게.
oh, I'm realizing the problem I may have later in the chapter. Well, we'll burn that Don Quixote when we get there.
모처럼 괜찮은 예술을 보나 했더니 벌써 목 애를 전부 채웠고.
Yeah, I guess I'll just take the skip for now, and I'll personally go back and do any battle chapters that get missed. Because those are just battle chapters. They don't really completely matter. Hello, Brazen Bull. Nice to see you again. Not really.
Yeah. Now I've got Yisong's.
순식간에
I'll
끝내
I
check
don't know
that.
how I forgot his, because it was the first one I grabbed.
I mean, probably just fair enough.
태어난 곳으로.
I'm assuming there's some kind of reference to why that movie was picked in particular, just like how most of the others have one.
There probably is reasons for most of these, but the thing is that I am not distinctly familiar with a lot of these horror movies.
I'm not either. Like, oh, okay, Nosferatu. Well, gee, I wonder why that one was picked. Same with The Grudge.
지령에게 불확실한 것은 없네.
But
한번 쳐주게.
Honestly, I just like the way Greg's is done.
yeah. Greg's is pretty badass. But I would totally buy prints of like a couple of these. These are really good.
You'll probably have to try and send me the source later.
Yeah. I think it was like a Twitter link.
과거와 같이
We'll look into it.
Yep.
순식간에 끝내죠.
Also, I would love to show off something new that's been added since the last update, but I I don't have the extra resources for it. But, I guess something important to note that has been added to Limbus at long last is the facade system, also known as character skins. Basically, if you like the stats of one unit, but you really enjoy the appearance of another one, you can actually do that now. So, like, I could have Liu Ishmael look like base Ishmael. It's still a little clunky, they just implemented it, and there's 3 identities that it does not function for right now. But it's kind of cool, and it's kind of funny when you do really weird things.
I mean, for a gacha game of any kind of caliber, that's, I imagine, a very tricky thing to implement.
예측할 수 없게.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that most don't do stuff like this because it's just a billion different characters. They don't do character skins.
Yeah, like, I'd love it if Content Collection had just like, okay, yeah, now you can use seasonal outfits at any point in the year, because for us, it's not separate units, it's
대응 완료.
clothes changes. But I get why it might be a bit tricky to program for, you know, like 400 different units.
Yeah, this was a case of it took so long because of the fact that animations are tied to the specific identity and their coin numbers. So it's going to look clunky no matter what they do, but it's really funny to actually see, and I just appreciate it because it gives some reason to, quote, use units you don't use anymore. Like, it gives me a reason to use something like G-Corp Greg or Chef Greg, because he's so severely outclassed nowadays, but they're some of my favorite identities. But give me a second. As the prolonged cycles of pain came to an end, the abnormality has been successfully suppressed. We can return to the bus now. It was a, quote, success that accompanied many deaths and revivals on our side, but I nodded anyway. We got back on the bus, harboring a few unanswered questions. You came back later than expected. I was just about to take my first nap in a while. I explained the oddities we ran into earlier to Virgilius. To be more precise, Faust did the heavy speaking. I was expecting him to coldly tell me to do my job as the middle manager and follow whatever orders I'm given, but his answer was surprisingly earnest. The existence of abnormalities has been almost completely unknown to the public. But we don't possess all the details on them either, Dante. Didn't think you'd admit it right away. Faust flinched a little, but she didn't relay what I just said. Enigmatic as they are, let's leave Miss Faust and the other departments of our proud Limbus company to uncover all the details in the future, as we likely ought to. Will do. Was Faust given any time at all to do some research on this job? Mysteries were left unsolved, but if Faust accepted the suggestion without a hitch, that probably means that she's thought of a way. You, why do you have your shoulders hunched over like that? You're short enough as you are, and in this shrunken posture makes you practically You're short enough as you are, and this shrunken posture makes you practically imperceptible. I hope to meet Lord Siegfried again. Who was Lord Siegfried again? Wasn't that the man who took photos of himself while cutting us down with one hand? Right, that's Zach Fritcher guy.
Oh yeah, the All Might guy.
I love that Greg just said his name, and he still can't fucking remember his name. Like, my dude, you just said it. You just heard it. My dude. My man. Buddy, pal. Like, even your roach is disappointed.
No, it's better when the cockroach.
Ishmael was breathing audibly through her nose. The incident at the checkpoint must have left some deep grudges for her. Eager was I to show him my valiant acts of rescuing imperiled civilians.
나중에
I vowed that I shall meet him again as a fixer of noble cause.
아이, 그런 건 오랜
Reunions
시간이
are more
지난
touching if
후에
it's after a long
마무리되는
time, Don Quixote.
차라리
Try thinking that it's a good thing he didn't show up today.
확실히
It really is strange, though. He's not one to miss spectacles with this many spectators around.
아, 흔히 말하는 연예인 같은
Is he
분인가요?
kind of like a celebrity then? You could say that. He has a flair for showmanship, so it's usual for K-Corp to take advantage of these kinds of commotions by sending him. But if he hasn't shown up for this perfect opportunity to draw the public's full attention, that means that this isn't something they want people to notice. I shan't take a vicious slander of such vicious slander of Lord Siegfried.
그분이 냈던 자서전
On the fifth row of page 42 of his autobiography, a hero should keep smiling until his last. He writes that he shall be there to aid the weak no matter when and where.
이라고 써 있었어.
Alright. You'd best hold that belief of yours dearly. That way, you'll have something to cling to when you face the extreme in the future. Excusez-moi.
이제 다음 시련만 넘어서면 본인 또한
Alright.
감히 나를
The client.
가족이 될
Who do you think our client is?
그렇게 된다면 본인은 더 이상 줄 일도
I have absolutely no
내줄 일도
idea.
없을
As the futile conversations reached an end, the bus lazily pulled to a stop. We'd arrived in front of a building so tall that it would take a while to count the floors. A few shrank down as if intimidated. I understood Sinclair being one, but Heathcliff and Ishmael also seemed to be pressured. A few looked around with curious eyes, and some others walked and carried themselves as if they knew they deserved royal treatment.
저희도 인지도라는 게
I guess we've earned some renown.
이제야
We've finally been
한동안
invited to places regular people would live. That makes a lot more sense now. That makes a whole lot more sense now.
말해두는데
Let me make one thing clear. If the request in the world to load a tosh like the last time, I'm out.
그렇게 알아.
Heathcliff ground his teeth, whether by hung loose words or due to memories of what we got into last time we were here.
아, 예상대로 조금 늦으셨.
Oh, you're a little late as expected. As expected?
저자는
That man is...
다시 만나 뵙게 되어 좋군요.
It's a pleasure to meet you again.
비즈니스용
I want you to know that this is my
진심입니다.
heartfelt sentiment and not a formality. A familiar face I never expected to see again greeted us. I'm out. I told you. Give it a moment. Let's at least hear what he has to say, okay?
놔!
Let's go. Do you even know how it feels to have nightmares about doing the tango with raw chickens? Huh?
사실 지난번 의뢰는
To tell you the
여러분의
truth,
영역을 테스트하기
my
위해
last request was a test to measure your competence.
훌륭한 점수로
And
통과하신
you passed with flying colors. Congratulations. I mean this one as well. Good to see you again, Samjo.
Wait,
누구
Samjo.
마음대로 테스트를 하고 점수를
Wait.
줘. 이런 씨.
You!
Who are you to test and grade us? You.
그거야 물론
That's of course.
그거야 물론
That's of course. That's of course at the discretion of Mr. Samjo, my shrewd secretary. So you must be from Limbus Company.
반가워요.
A pleasure to meet you. I'm done wrong.
삼조 씨한테 이야기 많이 들었어요.
I heard a lot about you from Samjo.
팬이 될
It almost made me a fan. Son, did thou just know that we have earned thine affection?
립 서비스잖아, 돈키호테.
It's just flattery, Don Quixote.
솔직히
If I'm being quite honest, the test wasn't my idea. I mean, you aren't lab hens or anything, and you deserve better than involuntary tests.
네, 제가 제안했습니다.
Indeed, it was my suggestion. I had reason to do so, as your Limbus Company is a little known firm that could or could not be newly established. We couldn't take the risk of entrusting an unknown organization with a request on Mr. Dunrong's word alone.
I mean, to be fair, that is valid.
의뢰를
Yeah. So that means you're requesting us? Ishmael asked for confirmation that this was indeed a direct request. Her face seemed rather proud.
그거야 당연하죠.
Why, of course, because you all are... Ah,
여기서
why don't I show you to my lab?
구경하러 갈래요?
There are many fun things
재밌는
to
거
see.
많이 있는데.
Changing the subject so shamelessly is only going to bother us more.
네?
Sorry, are you really going to take these people to your laboratory?
왜? 테스트를
Why not?
통과했다면서
They
삼조
passed
씨.
your test, didn't they, Mr. Samjo?
더군다나 방금
And if they got the skills to take down what they called an abnormality, as we saw today... Thou hast heard! Why, traces of heroic deeds indeed make themselves known to the masters in no time! That's a fun way to put it. Oh, and you must be the manager. It was Dante, yes? May we speak for a moment? Faust tried to say something to Don Rong, but he and Samjo pulled me far away by the time she stepped forward. I mean, I don't mind, but you two can't hear me anyway. I was too embarrassed to bring it up in front of the whole group. But actually, one of your employees was an old friend of mine. Oh. Who is it? He wouldn't give me a nod either. Perhaps he was embarrassed like me. It was a struggle to hide how disheartened I was. Maybe you weren't as close as you thought then? Wait, can you hear my voice? Mr. Dunrong, this individual is unable to communicate normally. That's why I'm speaking, Mr. Samjo. It's like I'm back to being a child, muttering my woes to a wind-up toy, don't you think? That was all a monologue? What are you two even doing? It was mostly because of him that I decided to send my request to you. I can trust a familiar person better than a stranger. See, this is why I can't let my guard down for even a second. You're too easily influenced by human attachment. So, let me ask you a favor. Use your tact and consideration to pretend that you know nothing about the relationship between him and me, okay? You haven't even told me who that friend is. I could only let out a deep sigh and shake my head. Conversation that never got through ended as arbitrarily as it began. This isn't asking a favor. You're giving me a notice. We're at the laboratory now. Ordinary visitors would not be permitted to go any further. But since you've been invited by Mr. Dunrong, I'll show you the interior. Oh, I hope I could work at a company as big as this. Then maybe you could have applied to one. Why don't you give it a shot? You're joking, right, Rodian? Not everyone can join these companies. This kind of firm only accepts the very best of the elite. Like Faust or Isang, for example. Ishmael's remark gave me a good opportunity to bring up my earlier question. Yeah. Why did you choose to join Limbus Company out of all the options you had? There must have been better places to shoot for. Because I am Faust. There was a certain energy in her confidently clarifying tone that discouraged me from asking another question. What about you, Isam? Let me take the trouble of asking your return. Manager, why did you join the company you work for? I mean, that's because I had no other choice. That should sufficiently answer your question. Looks like Ishmael wasn't exaggerating about the qualification it takes to join this firm. The laboratory was dominated by a stillness that could only be achieved with everyone in total focus. Don't they look there! You see that? The fridge is full of snacks. We could take 1 or 10 and they wouldn't notice. And we would break that stillness with nonchalance. Take as many as you'd
Brody,
like.
you are a woman after my own heart.
Mr. Samjo, pack some snacks from the break room into small bundles to give them later. Understood. That's awesome. Ishi, maybe we should quit Hot Shop and join up here? Everyone can hear you, Rhodia. Rhodian, the work contract says, joking, Faust, joking. See? Let's move on to the request. You're bringing outsiders into the building now? What are you, a field trip guide gone wrong? Pardon me for a moment. This is
Who's
Shren.
this sassy lost child?
This is Shren. She's the manager of the department next to mine, and a colleague who joined the company at the same time I did. Visiting me to hurl hurtful words takes up much of her daily routine. I figured someone's got to point out the massive drain on our company's welfare budget that is your team. If you're wondering about how we spend our welfare budget, you'll see when the Department of the Year trophy is awarded. Right, Samjo? It would take a full day to list the benefits the department chosen as the best receives. You snobs, the both of you. Hold on a moment. Sorry about that. Alright. Is that a rival? I do suppose excellence is followed by envy wherever it is. Envy fuels advancement, as they say. So it's only right for us to show a little generosity for those falling behind. Should we give some of the pies we bought from that store to Shren's department, Mr. Samjo? I was planning to do so. The pepper, chili, lettuce, and curry flavored ones specifically. So what the fuck's a lettuce pie? Like, what the fuck is a lettuce flavored pie? Like some of the others I could maybe understand.
I'm pretty sure that's something Dylan Hollis created. Yeah, no, this is like for sheep and people who do yoga.
Also sounds tasty. Now then, let's get back to the main topic. I heard the rumors. They were about a newly formed company collecting organic objects called Golden Boughs. And those Golden Boughs are found exclusively inside the closed-down branch facilities of Lobotomy Corp. How did you learn about the existence of Golden Boughs? It was a recent discovery. We'd been using the Lobotomy Corp branch near our research facility as a lab until a few months ago. You set up a lab in that horrible place? I thought they were all buried underground. Oh, I guess there were rare resources and documents they could use.
연구 대상에
Did the scope of your research include abnormalities? Why, certainly. No researcher could overlook such intriguing subjects.
그렇다면 연구원이라고
Researchers must all be
하다니.
soft in the head if that's what they're interested in.
잠깐.
Hold on.
너 설마
When you were mumbling rubbish and tossing a rock at one of the chicken heads, did you?
히스클리프 씨는 가끔씩
I will say,
예상치 못한
Heathcliff's
생각을
unexpected fits of
보여주시거든요.
insight surprise me sometimes.
당신들이 우연을
You led us into dealing with a distortion in a coincidental encounter so that you could gather data for your research on abnormalities. Mr. Samjo here is no good at acting. I suppose it's due to his upright way of life. Please understand, we had no means to clearly distinguish a distortion from an abnormality. A person distorts when the mind crumbles to figurative pieces, was it? That was a stellar figure of speech. Did you restore his crumbled mind back to health then?
무너진 마음을
There is no way to piece together someone else's broken mind.
길을 가르쳐드린
We
거예요.
merely showed him the way.
계속 머물지
It was the choice of the restaurant owner whether to stay there or take that path. Oh, you know so much. If I were just a bit younger, I'd have jumped and hopped trying to get high-five you.
언제든지 사양하죠.
You're always unwelcome to try. Mr. Danrong, you're becoming sidetracked again. Ah, you're right. All right. And one day, while we were happily indulged in research in that laboratory of the Lobotomy Corp branch facility, armed terrorists attacked the place. It was all too sudden. Have you ever seen a bomb set off before your eyes? It's quite the spectacle. It all starts and ends in a split second. Just like the universe, isn't it?
테러를 일으킨 세력은 어디였지?
Where are the terrorists now? The members have almost nothing in common, and their motive is unknown. They only showed up recently. In the end, the terrorist organization took over the laboratory Mr. Danrong's team had stayed in.
연구실은 그때 옮겨
That must be when the lab was moved.
피해는 어느 정도?
How severe was the damage? Danrong turned his gaze from Isong to the sporadically unoccupied seats.
저 비어있는 자리들은 말이죠.
You see those empty seats?
당분간은 공사도
They'll stay that way for a while.
죽었거든요.
Their owners died in that act of terror. Looking closely, I saw snacks and flowers placed on their cushions, probably as a way to mourn the dead.
아,
Ah,
이 친구는
this fellow we only managed to recover a finger from.
둘 곳이 맞다는
We couldn't find the right
따로
place to put
보관장에
it, so we've been keeping it in storage.
저쪽 2층 진열장에 있을
It should
거예요.
be over at the display on the second floor. A solemn silence filled the office, but Danrong continued, brushing the empty desk with his hand.
너무나 많은 걸
There is so
두고
much we had to leave behind. Danrong.
동랑 씨. 특히 제 얼굴
I especially
필터로
missed the
만들었던
plaque modeled
상장
after the
놓고
face of my
왔어요.
character.
되게 좋아하는 기념품이었는데.
That was a favorite souvenir of mine.
아, 이거
Don't be stumped. I can't tell how much of what he says is a joke or how much of it is serious.
그러면 저 자리는
What about that
어디지?
seat then? Our attention was brought to a white desk that was completely empty.
아,
Ah,
저 자리는
that one is
예정된
reserved.
자리예요. 새로운 직원이
We're
오기를
waiting for a new employee to take that seat.
그럼
Oh,
모집 요강이
is there an application guideline for that position then? Where can I see it? Ishmael's bright-eyed inquisition was interrupted by Samjo's displeased utterance. Oh dear, our Mr. Samjo is feeling all uncomfortable now. Shall we actually get to the point then, Samjo?
진짜 본론으로 넘어갈까요, 삼조 씨?
단도직입적으로 말합니다. 서로 윈윈 플레이를 하시죠.
Excuse me. Let me be blunt. I suggest an accord that will benefit both parties.
빼앗긴 연구실을 되찾아
If you help us retake the laboratory,
저희가
we'll yield the ownership of the golden bowl we found to you.
양보하겠습니다.
질문드리죠.
I have a question.
제도인가요?
Is this a
아니면
fixed
새로 보는
contract
방식인가요?
or a post-fulfillment review contract?
방식은 방식인가요?
Will it be represented by delegate bodies or co-executive members?
답변하겠습니다.
Allow me to
없이
answer that.
대표기관 집행 방식으로
This will be an
즉석 개혁
immediate
방식입니다.
delegate and body representing
계약 사무소를
contract
이용한 입회
with
등
no
계약도
warranty
절차로
liability.
진행될 예정입니다.
A contractual signing overseen by an observer from a Grade 1 contract office will take place following due process. A contract office? I don't know what's going on. Does it really have to be so complicated? In J Corp's district, we couldn't get the golden bow right away despite winning because we didn't have anyone overseeing the deal. Oh, that Ayuda from the Merry Art deals? She started a fight even after Rodeo won the game. Fucking Greg cannot remember a name to save his goddamn life. It's Ida from Los Mariachis. That's right. Instead of playing the role of the observer, she left us with no choice but to take the bow of force. Which is why it's safer to use the service of an association or a contract office to stand in as the observer, or to notarize the contract even if it can be costly. That's what Faust probably considered most carefully, I think. Ishmael explained like it was common knowledge. I guess it's something well known among city folks? This contract certainly favors our side,
목적만 확실히
as long as the goal is achieved. We watch with our mouths agape as the two declare the conclusion at once. This is a secret, but frankly, I don't get more than what half of Samjo says. I just nod like, oh, I see, and move on. Isn't that a coincidence? Same for us, too. Aren't you supposed to be the last person to be ignorant of your secretary's words? Still, I guess making a contract with K-Corp's laboratory means we won't be fighting against the Wing's staff for a while. You know, those people who would keep healing their wounds. The team fell into a somber silence. All the memories related to them were filled with misery and suffering. Ah, so you've seen K-Corp's regenerative technology already? Oh, we've seen more. We've more than seen it. I had to deal with it over and over. I get sick of the thought. Why don't I show you around my lab instead then? It's not here though. You'll have to take the elevator once more. You would show him that much, Mr. Dunron? That place is off limits for unauthorized personnel. You just made a really funny noise, Mr. Samjo. Well, it shouldn't hurt. We're hanging out in a bit to celebrate the provisional contract being signed. I wasn't sure if that was an appropriate way to celebrate things, but since no one on the team objected, I decided to follow him. What's your opinion of Dunrang so far? The dark is gone. This is where regenerative ampules are made. They're publicly called HP bullets, but the underlying principle is a nanobot-based medical treatment. There have been struggles here and there, but at the moment, the ampule I slightly modified recently is the most commonly used version. So let me get this straight. You're the one who supplied that. Now, do you have any idea how much it's made us suffer? We barely managed to crawl over that adversary. I'm relieved that none of you seem to have passed away, or suffered severe wounds at the very least. Ah, that reminds me. I was told companies have different definitions of death on the job, and the processes of dealing with them. I'm sure Mr. Sanjo gave me an explanation on it. So, Done wrong. Are you
기술을 연구 중이신 건가?
continuing research on improving those cure-all nanobots?
그럴
Of
리가요.
course not. HV bullets have long been commercialized. My project right now is the improvement of livestock using them.
HP탄을 활용한 가축 개량 연구를 진행 중이죠.
가축
Improving livestock?
절단이 아무것도
If
아니게 되는
cutting as a concept is reduced to irrelevant,
순간에 지나지 않을
it
뿐.
becomes limited to a fleeting moment.
생각해 보세요. 우리는
Think about it.
질 좋은
We can get an
고기를
endless
무한하게
supply of
먹을 수
high quality meat.
그냥 질 좋은 고기도 아니라
It's not just any meat.
수많은 사람이 매달려 연구하고
The flesh will
개량한
come from livestock researched and
그보다
improved
질
with the
좋은
combined
가축들의
efforts
고기도
of
말이죠.
countless minds. That's the quality and rarity we're talking about. Welcome back, Dark.
Oh shit, sorry.
It's not a big deal, dude.
I wait. What created the noise? I didn't even.
You cleared your throat, sir.
Oh. Huh. Realized I did.
아무래도
It seems
동랑 씨도 로자 씨처럼
Tanrong has a love for his meat as deep as Tanrong has a love for meat as deep as Rhodius.
사랑이라.
Love, you say? You might be right.
시간과
If endlessly devoting time and care could be called love,
모르겠네요.
I guess snobby bunches get along well, eh?
끼리끼리 잘 노는구만.
Don't beat up our client, okay, Heathcliff? Depends on how they behave. We see live chickens whose wings and legs are being sliced endlessly. They don't even struggle, as if they feel no pain. Is this how nanobots look? All I see is liquid. When infinitesimal particles have fluidity, they will look pretty much the same as fluid. Is it really necessary to go this far for food?
어렸을 때부터 육즙이
It's like too disgusting to handle for a rich boy who grew up on juicy meat, eh?
꼬맹이
Kiddo, there are lots of people in the world who go any length for a meal.
아니
No, I mean, this isn't the same. And my family wouldn't eat meat. I was an exception, though.
왜 굳이 이런
Why does it have to be like this?
그러니까 제 말은
What I'm trying to say is...
아, 하려는 말이 뭔지 알 것
Ah,
같아요.
I think I know what you're getting at.
역시 조금 부자연스럽고.
It does feel rather
단순히 식량을
unnatural,
위한
doesn't it?
거였다면
If it was simply for the sake of
충분히
improving
방법이 있을
food,
텐데요.
there could have been more efficient ways to do it.
아, 적어도 이거 하나는
There's one thing I could say for sure.
갑자기 기술이
This
뒷골목에
technology had been
잡혀졌다면
made available in the back streets.
나와 친구들은
My friends and I wouldn't have had to rummage through trash cans.
기술
Technology.
아니요.
No,
이것은
this is no more than breeding.
저치들은 날 수 있다는
They will
걸
never
평생
realize they
모를
have the
것이오.
ability to fly for their entire lives. Yisung spoke, staring directly into Danrang. It was unusual of him to take this much interest in matters.
반론합니다.
I must object. Chickens cannot fly in the first place, and this technology is providing quality welfare to many.
괜찮아요, 삼조 씨.
It's okay, Samjo.
본래는 눈조차
Someone who
잘
usually
만나지
wouldn't
않던
look
사람이
others in the eye to glare
요리를
directly at a
할
person.
건 그만큼
That's a sign of desperation, isn't it?
사육은
The husbandry. Something seems to have happened to the lab.
지금 연구실로 가는 게
It'll be a good choice to head there now.
괜찮을 거야, 삼조
It'll be
씨.
fine, Samjo.
이분들은
You're skilled
우리
enough
재생에
that they
불을
got
장착한
out of a scuffle with K-Corp
K-사업
security
경비들과
staff
맞서
armed with their regenerative
생체계나
ampules without a
옵션
scratch. Since you're actually here again, Dark, what's your opinion so far of Danrong?
Questionable. Not bad questionable, but just like I'm keeping my eye on you.
제가 앞에 서죠.
because I've learned, if anything, I've learned the best way to go about people in this game is trust nobody, not even yourself.
Fair enough.
And yes, I know what I said.
No, I wasn't
Not even
questioning you.
yourself.
No, I wouldn't trust the shells in this game either. Everything's out to kill
What,
you.
because of quality, or they could be abnormalities?
Everything is designed to kill you in this universe. Alright, give me a hot second. An explosion has been detected. Please protect yourselves from danger by swiftly moving under your desks.
아, 잘못
Whoops.
봤어.
That was a misfire. A second explosion has been detected. Please activate the regeneration ampule in your possession and please wait for K-Corp security staff that will arrive within 18 seconds.
저 멘트는 여전하네.
Same old announcement.
차분한
No wonder.
말해야 하나.
Why are broadcasts like that told in such calm voices?
숨이라도 헐떡이면서 말해야지.
Would the little
사람들이
gasping and
그래서
panicking be more effective in getting people to evacuate?
역시 기술이나 과학
See,
같은
getting
것은
so
아무것도
preoccupied with all that
모르는
technology and science nonsense dulls your empathy with feelings.
말이 너무 많아.
You talk too much.
조용히.
Be quiet.
모두 무사하십니까? 혹시라도 무사하지 않은
Is everyone
분들은
alright?
제습기를 받아가시면
If you
됩니다.
aren't, take a regeneration
자석 검사를
sample.
받아야 하긴 하지만
Cross-compatibility test normally needed, but we're in an emergency.
태어나는
You look unfazed.
보통 테러가
Doesn't a
벌어지면
terrorist attack
전체가
usually throw
홀로
everyone into
없어지지
chaos? The first attack did have everyone panicking. The explosive detection broadcast didn't exist, either. Mr. Samjo hid under his desk for quite some time.
책상에 한참 동안 숨어서
As I keep saying, the attack occurred in the lobby, and I was merely attempting to pick up a notebook that fell under the desk.
심각하게 받아들이셔야
You must
합니다.
take this situation seriously, Mr. Donron.
편에 있는
An
회의실
attack on the K-Corp laboratory in the middle of a net is not a matter of course.
그러게.
For sure, I
이번엔
managed to arrive at the floor where the researchers are.
도달했네요.
Oh, I think I sprained my left ankle, Samjo.
좀삔것 같아, 삼두 씨.
I watched as Samjo injected a regeneration ampule into Donron's body.
로보토미 지부를 점령하고 있다는
Are they the terrorists that are occupying the Lobotomy Corp branch? Indeed, speak of the devil.
호랑이도 제 말하면 어울리네요.
저 사람들이
They're part of the terrorist organization?
전투에 특화되어 있지는 않아
They
보이는데.
don't really look like well-trained combatants.
어,
Would you look at that? Got an eye for that now, kid.
당연합니다.
It's
직접 전투에
natural.
나서는 건 저들이 아니니까요.
They are the ones directly engaging in combat.
딱 보기에도 동랑님처럼
You should take a
비실비실해
single
보이지
glance and notice that they appear lean and frail, just like Mr. Donron.
돈 있는 놈들은 직접
Well, I've seen
안
rich saws that
싸우다가도
don't get into fights still
만에
get
하나
body-enhancing
모르는
augments
신체
just in
상황
case. You sure they aren't just acting weak?
꼭 그렇지만도 않습니다.
It's not necessarily the case. As varied as the ways augment the body are, some may be repulsed by it, physically or mentally. Some nests even forbid their residents from getting procedures above a certain level of power if they aren't qualified.
아래 것들이 힘을
I
가져서
don't want the lowly to rise up on top of the ruling class over, huh?
그치?
I couldn't deny those possibilities. Each nest must have its own reasons. But, fundamentally speaking, augmenting procedures are like high-performing vehicles. If an unqualified driver were to try and handle a vehicle with a power output above what they can handle, layers of order in the nest would fall apart in no time, so they'd like to prevent that from happening.
아, 열성적인 설명은
Sorry to
미안하지만
interrupt your passionate exposition.
엄살은 아니고.
The pain was genuine for me, just so you know. Soon enough, people wearing familiar outfits appeared, along with the unforgettable beats of footsteps.
검문소에서 봤다.
The ones from the checkpoint.
이제는 우리의 든든한
Now there are reliable allies. Those robots. They look seriously hostile.
5천의 과다 출혈.
Hemorrhage within 5 seconds. Spinal damage of at least 12 centimeters in length. Direct impact on coronary artery. Destruction of the cranium.
그리하여 모든 적
These steps will ensure that the enemy meets immediate death without unnecessary suffering.
불필요한 고통도 고통이지만
He can't do
그냥
that.
애매하게 뇌가
No,
남아버리면
but wasn't it mainly to
되살아나는
fully destroy the
그래서 그런
brain
거야?
so they can't regenerate themselves?
저기 실례가
Hey,
안
if you
된다면
don't mind, could you pretend to be
바로
dead
죽지
if this
않아도
doesn't
그냥
kill you right away?
죽은 척 해줄 수 있을까?
My buddy stayed up all night upgrading the
어제
insta-kill
밤새고
function.
잎사귀는 업그레이드 된 거거든.
조용히.
Quiet.
봐봐, 내 말이 맞잖아.
See, I told you. Without recoil distance, it only reaches as deep as the occipital lobe.
실전을 통해서
Did you really have to
깨달아야
learn it through trial?
진짜.
Damn it.
손뼉까지 뚫었어요.
Should have gone all the way through the temporal lobe.
질 수 없죠.
Can't lose them.
저희 쪽에
We have
있군요.
robots of our own. They should be here any minute now.
하하. 짠!
Ah, there it is.
재생
The Regeneration
기술
Ampule
기억으로.
Administration drone.
그래도
Must be pretty handy to have them.
상처를 입을 때마다
Do they inject the ampules right as the staff is injured?
네. 머리통이 날아가거나
Yes. As long as their heads aren't lost. And the ampule is injected before the golden time passes and the brain stops functioning. They're practically undying.
장기가 관통되거나
Injuries like holes in internal organs.
어이쿠.
Our broken bones can be healed in seconds.
수초 내에 원상 복구가 가능하니까.
그렇다고
Even
아픔도
still,
잘 느끼지는 않을
they
테고.
wouldn't be immune to pain.
저들은 왜 이렇게
How can they be so calm about it?
심지어 바로 옆에
They won't even
있는
bat an eye at a
절대
colleague right next to them being cut
느껴지지
down.
않잖아요.
당연한 일이다.
Natural behavior.
몇 초 내에 복구가 된다.
If all wounds can be healed up in seconds,
부수적인
all judgment regarding it will be secondary.
그렇다면
If that's the
저희도
case,
언젠가는
will we become like that eventually?
그런 걸.
I don't see a reason to think about such things.
궁금하잖아.
I was just curious.
그런데
By the
보고
way,
있는 뉴 페이스
who are these new
누구야?
faces with unfamiliar outfits? Anyone want to introduce yourself?
우리가 알 바는 아니지.
None of our business.
맞아? 그럼
True,
계속 마주보고
but it's kind of
있으면
awkward to
좀
just be
어색해서
facing them.
누구나
Someone's gotta
말을
talk, no?
꺼내야 하지 않나 싶어. 고작 테러 조직 따위한테
Why should we introduce
왜
ourselves to a
자기소개를 해야
terrorist
하죠?
organization?
우린 테러 조직 따위가
We're no mere terrorist organization. Watch your words.
나는 그 어감 나쁘지 않은
I don't hate the sound of it. It lines up with my beliefs from when I was 4. I had to answer the call of a grad school because the paper I wrote on atoms won a prize at the age of 11.
조용히.
Shut it.
우리는 기술
We're the
해방
Technology Liberation Alliance.
어떤 기술을 해방시키는 거죠?
Liberate
기술이라는
what
것도
technologies
자유를
exactly?
원하는 건가요?
Does technology yearn for freedom?
아마도 저
Maybe,
연구실 안에 있는
maybe they're talking about the animals in the lab? I think.
들었어?
You hear that?
쟤
He thinks we're animal protectors or something.
불안하 본데? 미안한데
Sorry, but that went out of fashion long ago.
끝났단다.
You think we're working day and night assembling machines just to fight for happily raised chickens fried in healthy oil? Type X32 bolts are so hard to get these days. We have to order them from other nests. Do you have any idea how much tax is added? You can substitute Type X32 bolts by casting a C9 bolt and tempering it at an interval of 2 hours.
어디서 가짜게
You aren't gonna win us over by acting all smart. Huh. Huh. No, she might be right. It could work.
아니 대체
Could you tell us why you're offering advice to enemies, Miss Faust? You wouldn't understand. Researchers have a creed more valuable than life. Faust over here just casually helping the enemy.
하고들 시간이다. 잔후에.
내 뒤로. 여기까지. 위험 요소 제거. 위험 요소 제거. 최선의 방어는 역시 공격이지. 전투 방패라고 들어봤어.
Yeah, they really must have thought that there were way too many battles in this chapter if they're friggin' skipping them now. To be fair, Canto 4 was kind of long.
How many were there originally?
Give me a second to actually see how long Canto 4 technically
뼈가 부러진 것
is.
정도는 순식간에 복구된다니.
Canto 4 The Unchanging has 54 nodes total.
Excuse? Okay. How many are the average?
The average, I can't really say with any certainty how much an average is, but for reference, give me a second. Canto 5 has 36.
What the fuck?
And Canto 6 has 48. So Canto 4 is technically one of the longest, but this was the point where they started separating battle chapters and story chapters into separate nodes and trying to get a good feel for the actual flow of the game. But remember, this was still very, very early in the game's development. So there's kind of a reason why Canto 4 is paced the way it is, and a lot of players at the time thought, man, this Canto is long. And it's a lot of battle. So. But
Yeah, I can see why they probably retroactively kind of cut down on it a bit.
yeah, you can still go back and fight those nodes, but by default, they seem to skip them now. So I'm curious where 5 and 6 go, because the thing is, I have stated this, and I will continue to state it, I am stopping this after Canto 6, because at that point, most new players are not new anymore. You're pretty well invested in the story if you're up to Canto fucking 6. And basically at that point, you know how mechanics work, and you can figure it out from there. Like, this is just casual, and then I'll pick up whenever new Cantos come out on my main account. Anyway, that certainly looks convenient. Broken bones heal up in a matter of moments. K-Corp provided us with an astronomical sum of research grants to support our research on improving this ampule. Do keep this a secret from Shren, please. She might get mad at me about it for 3 months. Huh. Clock would only wind the thing after we've died. Scared of a little hurting. Dante resembles that remark. I think I cracked a bone in my right hand. But you don't have your... I'd have harder to grip my axe. Rhodia stood in front of a K-Corp drone and extended her right arm. Welcome. K-Corp drones are always there for your health. Administrating regeneration ampule. Cannot administer. Friendly entities of type 3J54 are eligible for serum injection. For regeneration ampules may be only administered to patients hemorrhaging 1 liter or more of blood. Also, since you have not taken a cross-compatibility test for the ampules, we do not take responsibility for possible side effects. Thank you. What are you talking about? You want me to cut off an arm or a leg or something? There. You're already doing that. Look at the K-Corp staff. Cutting up their own limbs to get the ampule. It's a necessary requirement. It would be a tremendous financial waste to use regeneration ampules for every little scratch.
굳이 비교를 하고 싶지 않지만
I hate to make
당신네
comparisons,
같은
but its
중소기업은
value is far
함부로
above the
쓰지도
caliber
못할
of small
가치입니다.
firms like yours. Yeesh. Looks a bit dangerous here. Those machines are too rough. They might get me killed if I'm not careful. I might want to stay away from the fray just a bit, just to be safe. Just then, something grazed past my head. I mean, my head with a threatening shrill. Ah. Right as another projectile flew at me, Ishmael swiftly stretched her arm to take the hit. Turning to the direction the projectiles came from, I didn't find any enemy robots. Instead, they were K-Corp drones glaring with red.
관리자님, 괜찮으십니까?
Executive Manager, are you alright?
제가 대신 맞았는데.
I'm the one that got hit, Otis.
이 오티스가 대신
I should have
맞았어요.
taken the projectile for you. Curses.
저기요.
Excuse me.
니놈들의 그 비싼
See what your
용품이라고
robots that
해놓고
cost a bomb
오작동을
to make are
일으키는
doing and fire it at an ally.
오인상-
반론합니다. 그건
I must
오인사격이
object.
아니었습니다.
That was not friendly fire. Sandra yelled from behind, raising his hand high.
다만
However,
처리가 미처 되지
it does
못한
appear that
모양이니
exceptions couldn't be fully
그
configured.
점은 사과의
I
말씀을
apologize for that particular shortcoming.
무슨 헛소리를.
What rubbish are you?
알다시피
As you are
당신들이
aware,
이곳에 들어오게 된 건
You could come into this
동남님의
place purely thanks to Mr. John Wrong's whim.
이곳에 손님이 방문하는
Having
경우를
visitors in this place is an extremely
따라서
rare
미처
occurrence,
고려되지
and
못했던
is such a
사항이었습니다.
factor that wasn't put into consideration.
그게 대체 무슨 소리인데요?
What are you talking about?
K사 재생드론에 쓰인
That
쇠는
K-Club's
단순히
regenerative
치료가
drones
전부가
do more than just
아니라는
heal people.
제
Why?
몸이 녹아가고 있는 것처럼 보이죠?
Does it look like my body is
누가 한
melting?
명이라도 알아듣게.
Can anyone make it make sense? Ishmael!
K사 드론은 평소엔
Normally,
부상자들에게
K-Corp's drones
재생
administer
앰플을
regeneration
주입시키지만
ampules to injured personnel.
전장 이탈자들에게는
However,
앰플을
it injects a
주입시킵니다.
decay ampule to deserters. It shot the decay ampule at me because I was trying to escape the combat zone? That's just revolting. Think you could pull off summary executions when there isn't even a war going on? Yeah, why not just make the drones fight instead?
당신이 있던 둥지에서는 인명에
The
대한
nest
가치가
you're from must have
높았나
valued
봅니다.
human life, am I right?
저 기계들은 한 대당
The value of
긴급
each drone
직원
we
10명의
have far
가치와
surpasses that of
맞바꾼다고
10
해도
Class 2
비교가
staff
안 될
members
만큼의
combined.
비용을 지릅니다.
Do you understand?
이해해라.
You should understand.
네가 받아들여라.
You accept it. I've had crappy coercion shoved in my face too many
너무 많이
times.
받아서 이젠
I don't feel like complying anymore.
이해는 되네요.
I do understand where it's coming from. There was research that revealed deploying K-Corp's drones in simulated battles increased the odds of victory by 23.5%.
연구자들 사이에서는
It was a pretty famous paper among scholars.
예로부터 전장의 사기를
Since the old times, deserters who tried to flee from battle had been pointed out as a greater detractor of morale than the threat overwhelming. I can read, I swear. Since the old times, deserters who tried to flee from battle had been pointed out as greater detractors of morale than the threat of overwhelming oppression or weakness of the leader. Public punishments of deserters are historically proven tactics supported by many examples. Understand it all you like, then. Casual reminder that Otis and Gregor do not get along. Like, I think even
I
nowadays
mean, gee,
they really
it's
don't.
almost as if they were on separate sides.
Yeah, like, I think even nowadays they barely talk to each other. Like, they have nothing to say to each other. And it kind of makes sense. Wait, what are you talking about? Look at Ishmael, she's melting down. Apologies for my negligence, Executive Manager. I failed to consider the suffering you must endure when you turn the clock. What? That's not what I'm...
신속하게 돌리셔야겠군요.
You might want to hurry if that's your concern. Her heart should still be intact in her current state.
관리자님,
Manager,
저
what'll
어떻게 되는 거죠?
happen to me? The clock's hands turned with agony. Meanwhile, Hisong was staring at empty ampules rolling on the floor. I remember when the scene first came out, and it was a these are the ugh. Oh, did they finally add an indication that these things take less bleed damage? I'm glad that they finally added, like, an actual indicator of that. Because I guess it makes sense. Robots don't bleed.
Gregor. Stuck up by the rules, bitch. Otis. Mentis-handed four-eyed freak.
Something, Greg. Just, like, you have not seen the extent of this claw. To be fair, even Gregor would be like, I have not
are you
seen
going
the
to
extent
say
of
it's
this.
not used for attracting mates?
Gregor. Trying really, really hard not to pull a Heathcliff. Like, that is the thing, is that Gregor is... He's not the doormat, but it is a case of he tries really, really hard to not just pull a Heathcliff.
I mean, if somebody was talking to me like like that in that situation, no, I'd probably be struggling to contain myself and not just beat the shit out of them myself.
Yeah, but it does kind of say a lot that, Greg is usually very, very passive, even around Otis.
And even then, I feel like if something were to start up between the two, Otis probably would be the instigator.
Yeah, because Greg's chill. Like, comparatively, Greg is one of the most chill people on the bus.
Gregor was also one of the only sinners who was actually trying to be nice to Dante at first.
Yeah. Greg usually has no ulterior
else
motive.
Just like, everyone else is just like, Valerie.
Moser, who the hell are you? Why are you so weak? Fuck off. And Greg's just like, I know how it feels, bud.
Or Sinclair just like...
Scared. Yes. Ishmael kind of is one of the ones that flip-flops a lot on her opinion of Dante. Meanwhile, Heathcliff's... his opinion has slowly gotten better over the course of the story.
I mean, Ishmael very much kind of seems like she tries so hard to be the sane one of the group. She tries so damn hard.
Which is impressive because she has no chill.
Like, I do get it. Somebody needs to try to be the voice of reason, and and she desperately wants to be that.
One of my favorite posts about Ishmael is the fact that she tries really hard to be the straight man on the bus, which is incredibly impressive and difficult considering she's neither straight nor a man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, she tries very hard to be the straight man. She's a lesbian. or a bare minimum bisexual.
Also, hold on a sec.
Also, spoiler.
Punch.
그 정도인가?
Okay, Otis just pops a cap in the robot. Or, did I say Otis? I meant Ryoshu. Ow, my Greg.
거기까지.
사고될 시간이다. 잔 위에.
그 정도인가?
운명적인 죽음일세.
Just letting the battle ride itself out, because this is the point where I have to get hands off.
살고자 하는 모든 것들과 함께 무덤으로 돌아가라. 보냈고
Dawn just standing there ominously.
이제 다음 시련만 넘어서면 본인 또한 감히 나리의 가족이 될 수 있겠군. 그렇게 된다면 본인은 더 다들 집중. 지원이 도착했다.
Attention everyone! Reinforcements have arrived!
저 사람들은 뭐지?
Who are those people?
그러게요.
For sure.
뭐야?
Who could they be, Shren?
나 말고
Made new friends other than me?
친구들을 사귀었어?
이번에 우리 팀 연구소랑
They're fixers from Rose Banner
케미스트리
Workshop.
공방에
The ones we're working with for the current project? They visited here several times already. You really should be familiar by now.
안녕하십니까. 장미
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Nico, representative of Rose Banner Workshop. The enemy's faces clouded over at the unexpected arrival of reinforcements.
재미없네.
Boring. Let's head back.
뭐?
What?
그래.
Sure.
돌아가자.
We'll leave.
역시
Would you look at that? Our aura has made them flee out of terror.
고마워, 슈렌느 씨.
Thanks, Shren. This made me seriously consider the possibility that your department might be picked as the best
네가 가져갈 수도
here
있다
for the
생각을
first time.
처음으로 하게 됐다.
잘난 그 승장
Shame about your precious trophies being destroyed, huh?
슈렌느님.
Miss Shren, pardon me for suspecting, but you did not perchance wait until the trophies were broken before bringing your reinforcements, did you?
이런 것쯤은
I don't mind losing them,
사진만 멀쩡하다면.
as long as the photo is fine.
직접 눈앞에서
The damage they left is pretty severe now that I'm seeing it firsthand.
자칫하면 연구원들까지 모조리 죽을
Could have gotten all the researchers killed if things went wrong.
네. 그렇기
Indeed,
때문이라도 하루빨리
which is why we must eliminate them and
빼앗긴
reclaim the
연구소를
facility they've
탈환해야 하는 상황입니다.
occupied as soon as possible.
어째서
Why then
K사에서
does K-Corp
지원하지 않소?
not provide assistance?
그야
Clearly it's because they don't want the general public to know such a thing happened in the nest. Don't you think?
그 일은 무고의 깃털이 엮였으니 차치하겠으나
While I may concede on that matter as innocent feathers were involved, this concerns researchers in the laboratory directly affiliated with the wing.
연고지와 연계되어
It's evidence that they want to remain discreet that much, don't you think?
아니겠어요? 아무튼 그래서 말이죠.
Anyway,
특별히
I have to bring a generous
여러분
supply of
것까지
regeneration
세상에
ampules for
앞으로
you all to
넉넉하게
use.
챙겨야겠어요.
Now should be a good time to
지금
depart,
출발하는 게
right?
딱
동랑씨.
We are going on a picnic, Donra.
괜찮겠어?
Gonna be okay?
네.
No
여러분이
problem.
전투하는 모습을
Seeing
직접
you in
보니까
battle made me all the
더욱
more
안심하고
reassured about
힘이 될 것
accompanying you.
같아요.
참고로
Just so you know, the technology our manager Dante uses is on a different level compared to K-Corp's ampules. Rather than regenerate, it restores. Therefore, observing it won't provide much insight that can be applied to K-Corp's singularity or regeneration ampules.
치료가 아닌
Restoration,
건이라.
not healing, huh?
설마 단테
No
씨는
way!
뭘 보고
Is he trying to complete Dante's ability, like what the shady Bodhisattva chicken guy tried with his rival?
그런 짓은 하지
I wouldn't do such a thing.
전
I'm not the kind of person to cram down food that I know I can't digest.
당신 같은 경우는
It has to be common practice for someone like you to send capable underlings to do the fighting for you. And yet you insist on being on the front. Are you that hungry for a medal?
아니요. 그곳엔
No, it's that I left
미처 챙기지
a
못한
number of things I couldn't take with me in time.
제법 많거든요. 연속 3년
Like the photo commemorating my third consecutive year winning the Excellence Award, the
연구실
plaque of
직장
appreciation from
기념
K-Corp,
사진.
the photo taken to celebrate my life's expansion, and
3조씨?
what else was there, Samjo? Classified documents concerning the research, sir. So it's more that you want to gain back the medals you had.
아, 맞다.
Oh, right.
또 빼먹었네요.
That too.
아, 그냥
You
급하게
really
몸뚱이만
did just
건설해서
barely manage to escape there, huh?
동랑 저 자식은
I guarantee you, that nerd Donrong has never swung a fist in his life. He's too carefree. At least bring some fixers like me.
슈렌느 씨,
Is your department going as well, Miss Shren?
이번 작전에 성공한다고 해서
I don't see how you could
당신
benefit from
부서는
the
아무 이득이
success of this
없겠군요.
operation.
동료 셋이 죽었어.
Me and my co-workers died in their last attack.
이득이랑 손해만 따지면서
I've lost too much to
움직이기엔
care about interests
나도
and
많은 걸
benefits.
잃었다는 소리야.
슈렌느 씨,
Miss Shren.
그렇다면 저 해결사분들 출장
In that
비용은
case, will I be correct to
수의사에서
assume that the
지급해주는
payment for the fixtures will be handled by your department?
아, 언제까지고 재수
You just
없는
can't stop being such an irritating punch.
탈환해야 할 로보토미 지부는
The Lobotomy
이곳에서
Corp
멀지
branch we
않은
must
위치에
reclaim isn't too far from here.
있어. 다 같이
Let's head
이동하시죠.
there together.
아, 여러분들이 타고 온 버스.
Was hoping to get a
저도
ride
한번
on your
타고
bus.
싶었는데.
What a shame.
아쉽네요.
다음에 태워드리겠습니다.
I'll secure you an opportunity
얼른
next time.
출발하시죠.
Let's get moving for now.
누구 마음대로?
What do you think you ought to decide that? This mission felt particularly tumultuous.
그래서 말이야.
And then, you see, I put the chips declared like this.
All
All in.
아,
I want to stop hearing
어,
this. It's giving me nausea.
역시 제2사 카지노에서
There's nothing like a head shake poker at Jacob's
그
casinos.
슬롯 머신을 하는
Those
놈들은
people who sit at the
제가
slot machines all day long. They're all morons.
뭐야?
Oh, you mean there's something up with the machines?
아, 이건
This is something I haven't told anyone else, you see?
잠깐 좀 더 자세히
Hold
말해봐.
on. You gotta explain in more detail. Things are lively this time around.
마음 들
DLI. She says she doesn't like it, whispered Sinclair. I whispered back to him saying, I know.
제가 앞에 서죠.
The group remained consistently noisy until the moment we arrived.
고요 속에서
Only in
우아한
tranquility can
웃음이
art bloom in
피어나요.
its full grace.
어느 팀에나 재수 없는 놈들
There's always going to be a snobby jerk on any team.
동감이다.
I must agree.
일을 수행하려 온
I can't tell if they're here to handle a request or hang out.
툭하면 긴장감
They loosen up too easily.
하지만 적어도
And there's one fortunate thing, however, is that we won't encounter any abnormalities here. Why does this person keep talking to me?
사실 처음에
To tell you the truth,
것들을 보았을
the first encounter with abnormalities was a series of shocking revelations.
참 하이브리드
It was hybrid, so to speak.
사람의 무의식
I wouldn't have been able to conceive such a concept as developing a new source of energy from the human subconscious.
이제 평범하고
I believe that they're so widespread and standard.
인간의 시대는
What was it
끝나가고
again?
있다고 생각해요.
Right.
지금은
The age of humanity is coming to an
최우수한
end.
시대죠.
Now is the age of the superior minds.
아직 많이
Not too many have realized this with their hearts yet. What's an age of humanity?
그러니 당신들이 합류해줘서
You have
제가
no
얼마나
idea how glad I was to have you on board. Some one-sided conversation that was. Much worse than the ones I have with Virgilius. Was it even a conversation if one of us never communicated their thoughts to the other?
인기척이 들리는
Shush. I hear some movement. I think you're the only one here who has to keep his mouth shut. More of these robots!
순식간에 끝내죠. 태어난 곳으로 돌아가.
I never realized how low their stagger thresholds are.
거기까지.
That might be why they're kind of a pain.
실령에게 불확실한 것은 없네.
못 쳐지게!
내 뒤로. 거기까지.
Yes, sir.
Everything's yawning.
Ah, fair.
예측할 수 없게.
보냈고.
놈 나와!
그대는 친절하지 않았지.
테러범들은 안 보이네요.
I don't see any terrorists.
안심해.
Relax. I brought plenty of regeneration ampules, so those murder machines can rampage all they want. An ominous noise buzzed from the stop machines. Alright, all. You hear me? Got pretty mad thinking you might have thought we ran off. So I'm sending you a message verbally. I'm about to tell you something real important, so listen up. A pause to rouse tension. Good. Is that you are a bunch of worthless worms. Yeah, that's right, you're just worms. Give me a break. I was all ears for this load of nonsense.
Oh, it says the thing that looks like one of the robots from fucking Doctor Who.
Gregor approached the speaker with a grumble, scratching the back of his head. Not the first time I've heard that in my life. Yeah, happens a lot, doesn't it? This is a metaphor. Wait, Gregor! After playing the voice, the machine suddenly starts to heat up and inflate. The machine is heating to unnatural degrees. Its components expanding. Oh my, it really is. That's a telltale sign of an imminent explosion.
맞아요. 그리고 그렇다는
Indeed.
말은
That means...
그 정신 나간
Wait a moment! Get away from that dumb machine! Heathcliff kicked Gregor away from the machine.
시간도 얼마 없었을 텐데.
They must have used what little time they had to place traps like this.
설치했나 보네요.
Their dedication is admirable. I'm ready to see the mastermind behind this.
꼭 보고 싶을 정도예요.
Are all researchers like that? This really doesn't feel like the time for admirations. Such is our fate. Heathcliff just casually giving Greg the boot so he doesn't get exploded. Bearing in mind, I've never managed to rationalize the purpose behind that, because Heathcliff is just as aware of Gregor that the explosion would do nothing. Like, Gregor can be brought back. So it's like, what was Heathcliff's... what was he trying there? Like, this is not a bad observation, it's just a case of, Alright. Technology Liberation Alliance. Yeah, I know that the average level is going up. I'm still winning. Alright, this one's starting off with a battle so we can rest easy for a bit.
순식간에 끝내죠.
거기까지.
쏴야 할 때가 왔군.
Dawn, your prescripts. Jesus Christ, woman.
이 비었잖아. 꿀을 건드렸겠다.
좋아. 지령에게 불확실한 것은 없네.
순식간에 끝내죠.
목이 비었적을 마실 걸.
거기까지.
너 나와.
대행 완료.
Nice job, Dawn.
살고자 하는 모든 것들과 함께 무덤으로
Nice. God, why are all Fergus units always the good ones?
적을 마실 걸. 다음 놈.
Like, I can only think of, like, a couple Walpurgis units that I wouldn't use that often, and it's like, they always make them so good. I guess it's obvious, but, you know.
이 기계도
Will this
멈추면
blow up once it stops working like the last one? As we suspected, the halted machine began to play an ominous noise. Alright, so, this is the second time you killed my machines, right? Let's see. You're a bunch of roaches that do nothing other than just crawl on the floor.
괜찮아, 괜찮아.
It's okay, it's okay. Don't let it get you down, Greg. Wasn't feeling anything. So, go on and keep crawling like the bugs you are. Why bother looking up when you'll be spending all your lives on that flat dimension of the surface? Am I right?
파악했다. 작동을 멈추면
At least they got insulted with a creature with legs. Yeah,
수초내로 폭발한다.
I understand now. Once the machines stop functioning, they play a pre-recorded voice clip, then explode seconds after.
무슨 의도로
It is unclear what purpose they are meant to serve,
모두 동일한
but all the machines are equipped with the same mechanisms.
미리
Pre-record.
이건 예상 못.
Didn't see that one coming.
동네방
Everyone's making fun of you, buggy bloke.
온 세상에 억지를 부려가면
Sure is baffling how the whole world is bending over backward to mock me. Also, just the casual reminder that Greg is fucking tiny. At least compared to like some of the other centers, like no dude is confirmed to be like 5'6", 5'7". So he's not incredibly short. But when you compare him to fucking Merceau, fucking like 6'4", 6'5".
fair.
And then, like you all also see, Greg is only taller than two centers, Sinclair and Don Quixote. So, Greg is average. Like, he's actually pretty average height. But it is still the case of, he's pretty short for the centers.
뭐야? 반응이 맛이 없네.
That's a time reaction.
뭐야?
Oi, what's wrong with you now? What's the matter, Ishmael? Are you alright?
네,
Yeah,
속이
I'm just feeling a little queasy.
크게 신경 쓰지 않으셔도
You don't have to mind me.
괜찮아요.
I'm fine now.
저 그런데 기술 해방 연합
There's something I've been meaning to
어떤
ask.
성격을 띤 단체인가요?
What kind of organization is this Technology Liberation Alliance?
그딴 건왜
Why do you
궁금해할
bother
거야?
asking such
이름만
questions?
그럴듯한
All we need to
테러리즘.
know about them is that they're...
우리가 그 가치관까지 알아야 할 필요는 없는 것 같은데.
All we need to know about them is that it's a terrorist organization with a hollow name. Their values are irrelevant to us.
알아두면 도움이 될지도
You
모르는
never
거잖아요.
know what use the information might have, Otis. Hong Lu has a point. Information is very valuable.
저도 아는 바는 그다지
I
없습니다.
know a little about them myself. I did hear that someone who used to work in a K-Corp laboratory is now one of the organization's core members. Though, I don't have the details as this took place before I joined the firm.
그분도 지금의 동랑님처럼
She was an outstanding researcher who was once awarded the Best Employee Award, much like Mr. Don Rong is now.
뭐야? 그런 걸
What?
네가 어떻게?
How do you know that?
우수 직원 트로피실에서
I saw her name on one of the plaques in the trophy room.
그곳에 있는 이름들은
Wouldn't you say it's mandatory for someone of my occupation to remember all the names there?
거긴 왜 자꾸 들여다보는 거야?
Why do you keep peeking in there anyway?
최우수 직원씩이나 되었던 자가
What could be the reason a highly praised employee decided to join terrorists?
아까 잠깐 보시지
I
않았나요?
believe you saw her once
저희
earlier.
연구실을
She was enthusiastically destroying my lab.
딱 저와 슈렌네가
Right around when
입사했을
Shen and I joined the company, she was,
무렵. 꽤
well,
회사에
rather
유명했었죠.
famous within the firm.
건너들은 바로는
I heard rumors that she had wanted to test the limits of K-Corp's technologies.
어느 날 돌연히
Then one day,
연구소를 그만뒀다는
rumors
소문이
about her
들었죠.
leaving the laboratory spread. Maybe they had better dental. It's always the dental.
그 종착지가
Saying that
이곳이란
this is
말인
where
거야.
she ended up. It's always the dental.
이제 다음 시련만 넘어서면 본인 또한 감히 나리에
I will spend one more box and we'll see how far we can get with that.
채워지지 않을 공허를 남겨주지.
이 복도만 지나면 될 거예요.
Ah, this corridor must be the
지구의
last.
끄트머리에 도달할
Once
수
we're
있어요.
past here, we'll reach the edge of the facility.
그곳까지 무사히 도착해서
After I retrieve my
로봇
precious
기술
items from there,
챙기고 나면
I'll give you the ownership of the
말씀드린
Golden Bow as
황금가지의
promised.
소유권을 넘겨드릴게요.
찜찜하게 마무리될 것 같은데.
Looks like this is
괜찮은
gonna end up on a
거야?
rotten note.
가족들은 코빼기도 비치지
You
않고 다
gonna be
튀어나온
okay
것
with
같은데.
that? Those terrorists really must have run off seeing how none of them showed up.
계약의 내용은
It was part of the
연구실의
contract to
사람이었습니다.
reclaim the laboratory.
그래서 누누이 말하지
That's why I
않았습니까,
kept telling you,
동랑님?
Mr. Donrong.
계약서를
When you
작성할
draft a
때는
contract,
저희에게
you have to be
유리하도록
meticulous and
꼼꼼하고
calculate,
냉철한
and
정신으로
write it in a
작성해야
way that
한다고요.
favors us. Let's get going. Fortunately, I didn't see any killing machines here. However, a couple of unwelcome figures appeared in front of us.
조심하십시오, 관리자님.
Be on guard, Executive Manager. Someone is ahead of us. Yeah, but they aren't holding any weapons.
무기는 소유하지 않았지만
They may be unarmed, but you are an
관리자님이
incredibly
약하게
weak and fragile
인간이지
civilian, Executive Manager. Thanks? Otis? I don't know, a microwave can be quite a killing machine. Yeah.
숫자 계산 안 되니?
Can't you count? You clearly outnumber us by a huge margin. Don't be a baby.
완니 지렁이들?
Here at last, worms.
그 기계에서 흘러나오던 목소리예요.
It's the same voice that played from the machines. And it's the same face we saw earlier.
다른 조직원들은 어디 있나요, 란 선배?
Where are your other members, Senior Researcher Ron?
그 난리통에 지원.
Managed to bring more help in that mess I see.
그리고 우리가
And put away that
얼마나
senior
바쁜데.
crap. We haven't even known each other for long. Don't you see what's going on?
다 대피했지.
They've all evacuated. And here I am,
끄는 중이야.
buying time for them.
흥미롭네요.
That's interesting.
급습했다고 생각했는데
We thought we stormed in unexpectedly,
어떻게 알고 다
yet
빠져나갔어요?
you knew it in advance and escaped.
너네가 지렁이
'Cause you're
가서
worms.
봤지.
Look at you getting all cocky after receiving the Best Employee Award.
받았다고 기고만장해서는
Don't say that, you'll lose your senior discount. Oh no!
감히 우리를 잡으려고 기사
Raiding here,
들어왔잖아.
dare trying to catch us.
혀가 기네.
You got a big mouth. You think you're better than us?
네 말대로 숫자를
You're outnumbered like you said.
순순히 항복하는
But
게
noggin of
좋은
yours
거
probably
아니야?
knows you'd better surrender, eh?
내가 항복한다 치자.
Let's say I do. It's clear what you'll do to me. You'll neutralize me and keep me barely alive, curing me with your flaunted regeneration ampules. Rinse and repeat until you get the answers you want.
그럼 저희가 원하는 답을 한 번에 내주면
Sounds like a problem that can be prevented by giving us the answers right away. Am I asking too much? Of course you are. Unlike you, we aren't planning to live like roaches that feed on whatever is provided from above. This is really getting on my nerves. Oh, whatever. I've had enough toying with you.
지금 뭐 하는?
Why are you trying to... That's right. Show your curiosity only to what's happening immediately before your eyes. That's how a researcher should be. Run. With an ear-piercing noise, the building was engulfed in an explosion. All that remains is a charred stain. That hurt a lot. Are you alright, Mr. Dunrong? I'm fine.
씨 쪽 일행이
Someone in Dante's party pushed me away as soon as the blast was heard. You know, the quiet fellow with the intimidating eyes.
쓰고 다니던 분.
저도 구하려고 했습니다.
I was going to do the same, but I was standing too far
거리가
away.
살짝 모자랐을 뿐이고요.
아, 아슬아슬해.
That was close. After taking the impact for others, Don Quixote and Merceau had been flung all the way to the columns supporting the building, their backbones fully exposed. Don Quixote in particular was impaled on a pillar.
망설임 없이 몸을 던질 수 있었던
It must be the faith that they will come back to life at any time that prompted them to jump into danger without hesitation.
어떤 마음이나 정 같은
Not out of any sort of friendship or affinity. Isn't that right? Don Quixote couldn't give any answers, whether due to death or the pointed edge stabbing through her mouth. Merceau? You're alive?
관리자를 지키고
It was
임무를
my
무사히
directive
수행시키는
to
게
protect the manager
내게 주어진
and see that the company's mission is accomplished.
역시 그런
That
거죠.
must be it. Yes. Merceau will do anything in the name of efficiency. It is his job to make sure that contracts are fulfilled. His life be damned.
편리하네요.
How
재생
convenient.
없이도
You can recover your body without using regeneration ampules. I don't know. The ampule looks handier.
아 맞다. 슈레인느 씨도
Right.
괜찮으십니까?
Is Miss Stren
다른
alright?
해결사분들은요?
And the other fixers?
저희는
We're perfectly sound. Your group blocked the blast for us, so we turned out fine. That's why you haven't been taking the ampules. That clock had special powers.
맞습니다.
Indeed.
제가 철저한 검증과
After all,
조사로 모셔오신
I
분이에요.
recruited them after thorough screening and testing. I see. Oh, darn. All the ampules I brought are useless now. For some reason, Shren lets out a defeated laugh and drops the ampules in her bag to the floor. It's true, for them, looking at it from a perspective that excludes me, this is certainly a convenient power. Fatal consequences can be reversed, and the only price is me having to bear the pain. No, wait. Is this really fine? Where does all this time to rewind come from? Go Arcflex. Stop dawdling about. Yellowhead lost is dying. Thoroughly ravaged by the blast, Heathcliff pointed at Don Quixote. Hurry up and turn it. This hurts an awful lot. On it. Another curious Heathcliff moment, where he points that Don Quixote is dying rather than himself. Basically kind of showing that he's not just a total brute. Heathcliff has his moments. He's just got a really rough exterior.
태어난 곳으로 돌아가. 해고될 시간이다. 잔후에.
거기까지. 내 뒤로.
이 비었잖아.
필연적 절대적 결정 해본 좋아 지령에게 불확실한 것은 없네.
내 뒤로.
운명적인 수행일세.
이 비었잖아.
순식간에 끝내줘.
Alright.
위험 요소 제거. 거기까지.
살고자 하는 모든 것들과 함께 무덤으로 돌아가라.
이제 다음
Yep.
시간만 넘어서면
Oh Jesus Christ! What a big skip.
감히 나를
Yeah, they're
가족이 될 수 있겠군.
yeah they certainly realize how long this Canto
이번에도
is.
지령의 뜻은 본인과 같군.
슈렌네. 파편이 몸에
I'm doing alright, Aegis. Today's kind of been hectic, but this morning Fran's mostly been playing it, but we kind of been trading back and forth. He finished Bocopia, and I was there hanging out with him, and we had some like errand stuff going on. Other than that, I've just been drawing, and the latest artwork is up on the Blue Sky. I'm not sure about the Dark, he's currently away. Shred.
Sorry, I was fixing my headphones. Just kind of usual. I've been working on artwork, been busy getting ready for the opening season at work.
And you're messing with your mic,
doing-
sir.
God damn it. Yeah, working on timed quests and contact collection. So yeah, same old, same old.
Yeah, I had gotten a Switch 2 when it was new. Mostly for Mario Kart World, because it was under the pretense that I was going to play with friends a lot. And then I've played a few rounds, but that's really about it.
Well, you can also probably count on one hand how many of our group actually has a Switch 2.
I can at least count on the ones that focus a lot on the multiplayer. Yeah, I don't really advertise the kind of that kind of stuff, because it's like what I play in my off time is usually pretty quiet. But that's just kind of the me thing. But yeah, I had gotten one, I think it was technically the day after launch, but it was still basically bright spanking brand new, and they actually had some in store. It wasn't on my money, which is kind of why I was like, might as well. Pocopia was just kind of a bit of a splurge because everyone was talking about it, and definitely up the brand's alley. It's fun, personally. But it's kind of a case of it's gonna be more of me building things randomly or just punching everything. But that's just kind of usually how I go with these kinds of games. Alright. Shren, you've got shrapnel wounds. Are you sure you don't want to use an ampule? I'm fine. That Shren fella. Just looking kind of blank-faced. Is she okay? Blank-faced. Of course not. She couldn't be so carefree.
이로써 분명히 적관.
This makes it evident.
테러범들은 진작에
The
대피했다.
terrorists long since made their leave. All that's left were bloodthirsty murderers hell-bent on killing us.
내 쪽에선 판단을
I've made my judgment.
어이,
Hey,
그쪽은
what do you
어떻게
think?
생각하지?
Otis nudged her head at Merceau.
그 판단에 동의한다.
I agree with it.
무슨 말을 하시는 거예요?
What are you two talking about?
이곳에 배신자가 있다.
There's a traitor in our ranks.
의심할 여지가
No
없는
doubt
상황.
remains in the matter.
우리가 출발했을 때부터
It's thanks to this spy that our course and plans were leaked from the moment we departed.
추후 더 많은
prevent
피해를
further
막기
damage,
위해서라도
it is right to dispose of them here and now.
즉시 처분하는 것이 옳다.
Yes, Contact Collection is the boat girl thing. The one that is separate from Azure Lane. That's a different boat girl game.
Yeah. Yep. Azure Lane started out as a copycat of it and then kind of became its own stuff. We came first.
Yeah. Traitor. I blankly watched as he brought up a concept foreign to me.
우리 중에는 가능성이 드물
As it's unlikely to be one of us, the rational course of action is to suspect your first institute's lackeys.
작전은 취소해야 합니다, 관리자.
This mission must be abandoned, Executive Manager. To allow ourselves to be involved in this nonsense is...
불쾌합니다.
I am repulsed by your
저희를
accusation.
의심하시는 겁니까?
Are you seriously suspecting us? I can assure you that we trust each other better than you people who haven't even been in the same firm for a year. Samju argued, flashes of light furiously bouncing off his glasses.
아니에요, 삼조.
No, Samjo.
그럴듯한
Your
가설이야.
hypothesis sounds
나
plausible.
같아도 그렇게 말했을 거예요.
I would have said the same.
당신들
You have something to say, don't you?
동남님,
Mr. Done Wrong.
저 해결사 집단들.
That group of fixers hasn't used their regeneration ampules a single time since they came in here.
사용하지 않더군. 제정신이 박힌 전투.
Any sane combatant would kill to have those.
뺏어서라도 쓰려들 텐데 말이지.
한 가지 더 있다.
There was one more thing.
란이라는 자와
When we encountered
마주쳤을
Ron,
저들만이 일정
they were
거리를
distancing
두는
some.
행동을 보였다.
They were distancing themselves from her in
사전에
advance.
알고 있다고
The only
볼 수밖에.
explanation is that they knew there would be an explosion.
아이고,
Oh, father.
제가 유독
Why not consider the possibility that my intuition is
왜
just that
아무도
keen?
생각을 안 하시나요? 얘들이랑 저랑은
What if we weren't using the ampules because these buddies and I are built healthy?
혹시 몰라
I
가져온
brought a truth
진실의
tablet just in
나그네인데
case.
이걸
I'll believe you if you
먹고
testify the same after taking it.
진실해요?
Truth
그
tablet?
빨간 거?
That red thing?
수상한 걸
How can I take that
어떻게
suspicious looking drug?
너희는 선택의 여지가 없는
Sorry.
거 아닌가요?
Did you have a choice here?
이상하다.
How strange. If I were you, I would take the tablet. Or make more desperate excuses. You're so gladly squandering your chances to clear yourselves of suspicion. It's almost like you're asking to be killed. Or did you decide to kill us and get away with it?
연구원이라서 논문이나 쓰는
I thought a researcher's job was writing papers. And you're out here writing fiction, you deranged maniac.
진새끼가
Nico raised his weapon and pointed it at us.
궁지에 몰리면 쫄린
Showing your
척
true selves not that you're cornered, eh?
슬롯 머신
I even
한탕하게
taught you my
특별
secret to winning at the
기법까지
slot
알려줬는데
machines. This is how you return the favor. Womp womp womp.
Dun dun dun.
It was Rose Banner all along.
순식간에 끝내죠.
태어난 곳으로 돌아가.
정해진 운명이라네. 순식간에 끝내죠.
Greg.
결정. 해제. 좋아. 지령에게 불확실한 것은 없네.
내 뒤로. 거기까지.
Huh. I'll have to look at that guy closely here in a second. Ryoshu can just blast him into next Thursday.
내 뒤로. 거기까지.
Kind of forgot that Nico's a little bit tanky. But not tanky against Gun!
For their special, they fire a gun.
I just love the fact that for a while now you could just have an entire team that is just Gun. And they've made it even easier to have an entire team that is just Gun.
미래를 과거와 같이.
Boom, boom, boom.
모처럼 괜찮은 예술을 보나 했더니
Alright.
벌써
I'm gonna do this last node here in a second, and that'll probably be where we end tonight. We'll be about a third of the way through Canto 4. Just give me a hot minute, because I'm going to post up an intermission, run a few ads, and we'll be right back.
Sorry.
Alright, I am back. I'm gonna do this one last node, and that'll be where we sit for the bit.
천천히 가자니까.
잠깐.
Give me a second. I think we need to call a timeout.
오늘 아침에 먹은 정어리가 좀
Maybe the sardine I ate this morning. My stomach is aching.
대장님,
Boss?
그런 건 없어. 다음은 뭐?
No such thing. Sink is up next.
슈렌느 씨.
슈.
She... what?
슈렌느 씨가 말해줬어요.
Sure told us something. While we're in here, don't ever use regeneration ampoules, no matter what. Saying that loud. It's breaching the contract, you dolt. So, Shuren told you that? Why? I don't know. She said we'll see in due time.
뭐 제일
간단한
방법이
We have the simplest way to find out, don't we? After fiddling with a regeneration ampule in his hand, Dunrong made a sudden move. He quickly jabbed the ampule into the unguarded fixer's body like a dagger. The fixer tried to remove the ampule, but its content had already entered the system.
왜 그렇게 놀라요, 대장님?
Why do you look so surprised, boss?
어떻게 되는 건데요?
What happens if the ampule is injected?
이거 이상한데.
This is weird. Victor's limbs begin to twist in strange angles. And something started protruding through the flesh. Collapsed on the floor, the fixer tried to yell something, but failed to make any sound.
이거 나만 익숙한
Is it just me? Or is this awfully familiar?
설마
Please.
그 벌레 소굴을
I
기억하는
don't think you're
사람이
the only one who remembers that bug then. Do you, Greg, babe? Resembling larvas or snails.
이런.
Oh dear.
그만하자.
Let's
너무
stop
많은
here.
사람을 끌어들였나 봐.
I dragged too many people into this.
뭐 돈에
Well,
그렇게 좋은 건 저잖아요.
it was my decision to take the deal for the money.
아,
Deary me.
이럴 줄 알았으면
Should have gone a bigger spending spree yesterday if I knew it would come to this. Dun dun dun. Okay, those guys are just holding chainsaws. All things considered, for like a 2-bit player in the grand scheme of the game, Rose Banner has like a really neat uniform. I think it's the use of the colors. It's not very common.
Hey, good coloration can really be a deal breaker or a deciding factor with the character design.
Yeah. Like the deep maroons. Bang.
지령에게 불확실한
뒤로.
것은 없네. 운명적인 죽음일세.
Hey.
모처럼 괜찮은 예술을 보나 했더니 벌써 목 애를 전부 채웠군.
Yeah, that's just a battle. So we will handle that next time. Alrighty, let's see what we can get out of these last few pulls on the Walpurgis. Probably nothing important. I love immediately being turned into a liar. And it's an EGO.
내가 너를 위해 기도할 것이다.
Ooh!
넌 반드시 부서진다.
Pursuance Marceau. One of my favorite fallbacks. It doesn't do a lot of damage, bear that in mind, but I don't use it for damage.
이번 의뢰는 간단해.
Oh, hi, full stop office, how you doing?
녹화된 영상을 보면서 멘트만 치는 것 같군.
뭐 좋네. 총알.
Alright, that's all I'm getting out of Walpurgis. That's fine. You know what?
모르는 사람은 없겠지만 다시 한번
Actually, no, I'll leave it with just the Dante announcer because it's a lot quieter. I can put up with the noise in my own time, but I'd rather not annoy people watching with all the noise. But I guess with that taken into consideration, what's your opinion so far, Dark? Obviously, we haven't gotten too much into the meat and potatoes of Yisong's problem, but...
Well, I very much feel like there's more going on here than we think.
Also,
and
you're really... Your mic is a little close, buddy.
Oh, sorry. Better?
Better.
Well, I very much feel like there's something going on here. If I'm understanding correctly... Oofta. On days. But I feel like it's kind of hard for me to say. I feel like if I knew more about what was going on with Yisong, I'd have a better response.
I mean, that's...
The best response I can give is I feel like somebody who we've met so far is going to backstab us.
Other than Shren? Because they already confirmed that Shren is a traitor.
Other than him.
Alright. Yeah, I think the kind of current point is that if you're not familiar with the literary works, it is kind of a case of you're going in knowing absolutely nothing about any song. And even if you had read The Wings like I had, it only gives you a slight insight to who he is personality-wise, because obviously that doesn't explain who he is in the city. Like, we are definitely going in knowing absolutely nothing about Yisong, and it's going to be a case of, for the most part, you're only going to know the broad strokes of most of the other characters until we get to Canto 6.
And I've only read the Odyssey and Don Quixote.
Yeah, but you still know the broad strokes of, like, Moby Dick.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
because
I
that one's
know
next.
What's gonna happen. Yeah. That I know what happens there. It's just, I don't exactly have time to sit down and read the entirety of Moby Dick.
And I am of the boat of... It's not a bad book. Okay, I'm gonna preface this here. It is not a bad book. It's a classic for a good reason. But it's a case of I cannot be asked to finish reading Moby Dick because most of my problem is Ishmael, please shut up. Like, it's very,
Ishmael rambles.
Yeah, Moby Dick is a very rambly book. Like, there's a point to it, but it's rambly.
Chapter 43. What's up, guys? It's Ishmael. Today I'm gonna talk about what I had for breakfast.
A little bit. like, by the time you reach chapter 43, they're already at least fighting the whale, I think, because that's kind of the tail end of the book, but you get the point.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm only like the first chapter into Crime and Punishment, and I am vastly enjoying that a lot more. I still have to get back and continue reading it, but it's like if I had to pick a book, that I would pick up Crime and Punishment first. But I also need to finish that Butter book.
I literally am staring at my own private library from where I'm sitting, so I mean...
Yeah, but I'm saying of like the 12 of these guys, it's a case of definitely get through the shorter ones first. Like, The Stranger is really short, Sinclair's really short, The Metamorphosis is fucking short, Hell's Green is really fucking short, The Wings is very short.
So basically, anything that's not Dream of the Red Chamber.
Yeah.
Because, remind me again, how long is that one?
I don't know. But, like, put this in perspective that, my copy of it is an abridged version, and it's about as thick, bearing in mind I don't actually know the size of the font, it's about as thick as Wuthering Heights. The unabridged version, in Chinese I would only assume, like I don't think they've ever translated an unabridged version of it, the unabridged version is at least 4 of those books wide. There is a reason.
I was surprised that Honglu's Canto wasn't longer.
Because a lot of the Dream of the Red Chamber is the story of other people. Like, it doesn't always focus solely on Jiabayu and his goings on. Like, it's a story of the families kind of thing. So it's like not all of it is relevant to the main character. Bearing in mind that, as far as I am aware, Canto 8 still has the largest cast of characters, because, like, this is a little of forward spoilers kind of stuff, but it's public knowledge kind of stuff, shenanigans. It introduces, well, bearing in mind this is somewhat introduced in Canto 7, it introduces Honglu's sister, it brings back Honglu's brother, it introduces his older brother, it introduces his older sister, his mom, his dad, his grandmother, his servant, his childhood friend, and a bunch of other people related to all of those people.
His pet dog, his favorite doll, his
joke.
mailman.
I was gonna say, you kind of joke, but it doesn't get quite to that, but it's like, there's also his sister's retainer, and his brother's retainer, and his brother's advisor, and... like, there's a lot of characters. Like, you just kind of have to be like, who is this guy again?
The monkey chain. The monkey's fist.
The monkey!
The monkey!
A little bit. Meanwhile, fucking, like, in terms of the actual important characters, the one who told him about the Mew under the truck were practically, like, that's kind of a joke, but there's basically that kind of shit. Like a random 2-bit character that means absolutely nothing, but there's still something there. Meanwhile, Canto 5 introduces, like, 7 named characters, because it introduces the crew of the Pequod, Ricardo, Shmi, and Pilot. Like, it introduces, like, only a small handful of characters. Canto 8 goes off the fucking rails because it has to introduce 4 families worth of characters. Like, you meet some guy, maybe their sibling. You meet this person and their retainer. Like, it gets a little silly. But that is neither here nor there. But, with all of that taken into actual consideration, I do hope y'all enjoyed the stream tonight. Canto 4 is going to be a little on the long side. It's going to be a little bit wordy, but the series is known for its visual novel elements, so it's kind of to be expected. But with all of that under our belts, I will be back on Wednesday with more off. I will go ahead and just finish. I will just finish that game because I'm already halfway through it. and hopefully afterwards the Snowy can help fix my computer so I can play the beefier games on this rig until its inevitable demise. We'll see. And I will be back next Monday with more Limbus Company for more Canto 4. The Walpurgis Night will be gone, and there's not going to be really anything major that I can show with you guys. There is the Dante's Notes that I now have access to, but this is just a lot of reading. Like, that's all it is just a bunch of lore documents from Dante's perspective. It's a really, really good glossary if you don't know what the hell's going on. But it's a case of, for the scope of these streams, that it's like... I don't really go over these. Like, I can more or less have them on screen if you just really want to stop and read them for a bit. But, like, this is all it is. Dante's Notes is literally just a glossary and Dante's experiences and explanations. And it's like, there's not much to them in terms of content. Like, I'm really excited to see what the new ones we're gonna get, because we're getting a rerun of another event. But that's on the main file, not here. And I'm not gonna do that, because it's probably not gonna be actually all that important. in the grand scheme of things, especially since on the main file I showed y'all Canto 9. Basically, it just introduces Hohenheim and actually kind of explains his deal. Other than Scruffy not Stein from Soul Eater. I continue to just say that. But anyway...
You really do so. You really do.
Anyway, we're gonna go raid Aelita, who is having a Mario Party 3 night, because Mario Monday, as it seems to be called. And hope y'all have a good night. Try and keep yourselves safe and warm, and we will see you all next time. Till then,